My mother was the Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen, you don't really think about it very much. Not least of all because the monarchy is about continuity. But I think for my brother, this is something he's been waiting for. And he's probably spent more time thinking about it.
At 73, King Charles finally took the throne. But his own sister had some surprising words about his reign. Her shocking interview revealed deep concerns about the monarchy's future, from Charles's stubborn ways to the family's dwindling numbers. She talked about why her brother's practice might not be enough to save the royal family in modern times. Princess Anne has earned the title of the hardest-working royal for a reason. She has dedicated her life to service, taking on more royal engagements than any other member of the family, and working with over 300 charities. This sense of duty seems to have been passed down from her mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. From an early age, Princess Anne showed a commitment to responsibility and hard work, traits that have defined her life. She was born on August 15, 1950, and was given the name Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise. As the second child and only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, her arrival brought joy to the royal family. Growing up as a princess meant living under the constant gaze of the public and the media. At just 18 years old, she attended her first royal engagement, marking the start of a lifetime of service. Not long after her first engagement, Anne began working with Save the Children, a cause she still supports to this day. Her dedication to the charity has made a lasting impact, and she is often seen attending events to further its mission. This commitment to her work has become a hallmark of her life, showing how deeply she cares about making a difference in the world. But Anne's life is not just about royal duties. She has also had a remarkable personal journey. An accomplished equestrian, she competed in the 1976 Olympics in Montreal, representing Great Britain in the sport she loves. This achievement made her the first British royal to compete in the Olympics, adding another unique chapter to her story. Her passion for equestrian events remains strong, and she is often spotted at competitions, both as a participant and a supporter. Princess Anne is also a devoted mother of two. She has raised her children, Peter Phillips and Zara Tyndall, with a sense of independence, balancing her royal responsibilities with her family life. Despite her demanding schedule, she has always found time for her children, passing on her values of hard work and humility. Throughout her life, Princess Anne has lived under the watchful eyes of the world's cameras. She has been a constant figure in the public eye, attending countless events and representing the royal family with dignity. Even during the most challenging moments, such as the death of her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, she has shown remarkable strength. In September 2022, when the Queen passed away, Princess Anne was by her mother's side until the very end, a testament to the deep bond they shared. Charles and Anne grew up very close, being born less than 2 years apart. They spent their early years together at Clarence House before moving to Buckingham Palace when their mother became queen in 1953. As children, they were often seen playing in the gardens, laughing and exploring, creating a bond that would last their whole lives. In the 1970s, their lives took an unexpected twist. Anne started dating Andrew Parker Bowles, and Charles got involved with Camilla Shand, who is now Queen Camilla. This could have created tension, but it didn't. Instead, they stayed close, showing how strong their relationship really was. Both Charles and Anne also worked hard as royals, often attending hundreds of events every year. In 2021, Anne even did 2 more engagements than Charles, showing her dedication. When Charles got sick with cancer in 2024, Anne stepped in to help, taking on many of his responsibilities. She also stood by his side during his coronation in 2023, showing once again how much they support each other. As kids, though, things weren't always smooth. Anne was bold and bossy, while Charles was quiet and sensitive. Anne loved taking charge and would even throw things at Charles when she got upset. But they shared fun moments too, like growing vegetables together, even if their tomatoes never turned out right. School was another place where their differences stood out. Charles had a tough time at Gordonstown, calling it miserable in letters home. Anne, on the other hand, loved her time at Benenden, where she was so adventurous that she sometimes snuck out to grab fish and chips with friends. People even joked that Anne acted more like the future king than Charles, with her strong, fearless attitude. As they grew older, their roles changed. Charles spent his life preparing to be king, officially becoming the Prince of Wales in 1969. He worked on big issues like helping young people through his Prince's Trust and speaking up about the environment. Sometimes, though, people criticized him for being too outspoken. When their parents got older, both Charles and Anne took on more responsibility. Charles often stepped in for their mother at big events, while Anne took on more overseas trips and supported her family wherever needed. After their mother died in 2022, Charles became King Charles III, starting a new chapter. Anne kept working hard and was honored for her lifetime of service. Princess Anne spoke about her brother, King Charles III, in a way that surprised many people. She told CBC News, "You know what you're getting, because he's been practicing for a bit, and I don't think he'll change." She said this on May 2nd, 2023, just days before his coronation on May 6th. Her words were honest and straightforward, which isn't something we usually see from the royal family. When Anne said Charles had been practicing for a bit, it sounded casual, but it meant something deeper. Charles had been waiting to become king for over 70 years, longer than anyone else in British history. He was 73 when he finally became king, making him the oldest person to take the throne. Anne's words might have been her dry sense of humor, or a way of saying Charles is predictable. But she also said something important. He is committed to his own level of service, and that will remain true. This was her way of saying Charles cares deeply about his role and won't change how he serves the monarchy. These comments came at a time when people are questioning the monarchy's place in modern society. Some wonder if it's still relevant or if it needs to change. By talking about Charles's dedication, Anne seemed to be reminding people that he takes his role seriously, even if he might not make big changes. Anne's words, "You know what you're getting," made people think. On one hand, it sounded like she was saying Charles is steady and reliable, which could be comforting. But on the other hand, it made people wonder if he's able to adapt to a world that's changing fast. The casual way she said it also stood out because royal statements are usually very formal. Anne is known for being no-nonsense, and her honesty made Charles seem more human and relatable. She suggests that Charles will stick to tradition, which could be both a good and bad thing. On one hand, staying the same brings stability, which many people value in the royal family. It also means Charles can focus on things he cares about, like protecting the environment and sustainable city planning, which might give the monarchy a bigger role in solving global problems. On the other hand, not changing might make it harder for the monarchy to keep up with what society wants today. People care more about transparency and accountability now, and younger generations might not connect with a monarchy that feels old-fashioned. This issue is even more serious because of recent controversies, like reports in 2024 that William and Charles's private estates made millions from leasing lands to public bodies. This caused some people to question royal finances and fairness. Anne also spoke about the idea of having fewer royals do the work. She doesn't think it's a good idea. She said, "I'm not quite sure what else we can do." Her concern makes sense because the current royals are already stretched thin. In 2024, Anne had to cancel a trip after getting a head injury. This showed how hard it is for them to keep up with their duties. Meanwhile, the royals are trying to change how they connect with people. Prince William shared a personal post online in 2024 that showed him with his kids. He also talked about how tough the year had been for him, calling it the hardest year of his life. This is very different from how Queen Elizabeth handled things. She believed in staying quiet and never explaining anything. Experts have mixed feelings about Anne's honesty. Some say it's a good change. Richard Fitzwilliams, who knows a lot about the royals, called it a big shift and said it makes the monarchy feel more real and relatable. He thinks this openness could help improve their image, especially after recent problems like the finance reports. Another expert, Robert Hardman, said it shows the royals are trying to adjust to modern times and communicate better with the public. Jane Owen, a PR expert, said this approach is smart, especially for William. She believes showing a more human side makes people like the royals more. But not everyone agrees. Some say being too open could backfire. The monarchy has always been mysterious and traditional. If they lose that, they might stop feeling special. Plus, being more open could mean more criticism, like the mixed reactions when Catherine, Princess of Wales, returned to work after her health issues. Anne's words come at a hard time for the royal family. Health problems with key members, like Charles and Catherine, are adding to their challenges. Anne's honesty might be her way of telling people that Charles can handle being king, even in tough situations. Princess Anne surprised everyone when she spoke so positively about Queen Camilla. In a BBC interview in December 2023, Anne praised how well Camilla has taken on her royal role. She said, "This role isn't something she would have naturally done, but she does it really well." Anne also said, "Camilla's understanding of what the king needs has been amazing." This was a big deal because people always thought Anne didn't like Camilla. For years, their relationship seemed strained because of the history between Camilla, Charles, and Diana. But now, it seems things have changed. Anne and Camilla even shared a funny moment at an event in November 2024. Camilla tried to let Anne enter a room first, breaking royal protocol. Anne refused and insisted on following the rules. People who saw it laughed, saying it showed how close and comfortable they've become. Camilla's journey to being queen hasn't been easy. At one time, she was one of the most disliked royals. After Diana's famous interview where she said, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," many blamed Camilla for Charles and Diana's divorce. But over the years, Camilla worked hard to change how people saw her. A public relations expert helped her build a better image by working with the press. Camilla also focused on charity work, supporting causes like literacy and domestic violence. During the pandemic, she even started a book club, which people loved. All of this helped improve her reputation, and by 2023, she was ranked as one of the more popular royals. Even so, not everyone has forgiven her. When Netflix's The Crown showed the Charles-Diana-Camilla story, it brought back old criticism. Some royal accounts on social media even had to turn off comments because of the backlash. But overall, Camilla has managed to gain a lot of respect over time. Camilla has also had a big impact on King Charles. People say she makes him more relaxed and approachable. A royal expert said Camilla is always there to back him up and keep him calm. This was especially important early in his reign when Charles was diagnosed with cancer in 2024. While he recovered, Camilla stepped in and took on many royal duties. she showed how committed she is to supporting him and the monarchy. Anne's praise for Camilla shows how far she has come. Anne admitted that Camilla wasn't a natural fit for royal life, but said she has done a great job. Camilla's sister also said that she and Charles are complete opposites, but that's what makes their relationship work. Not everyone agrees, though. Some think Camilla doesn't fully love being queen and knows that some people still don't accept her. Princess Anne shared her honest thoughts about the idea of a smaller royal family. In an interview on May 2nd, 2023, she said she didn't think it was a good idea. Her exact words were, "It doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm standing." This was surprising because King Charles III, her brother, wants to make the royal family smaller to modernize it. Her words showed there might be some disagreement in the family. Anne explained why she felt this way. The idea of a smaller royal family was first suggested years ago, back when there were more people in the family. But things have changed. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back from royal duties. Prince Andrew is no longer working as a royal, and both Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip have passed away. Because of these changes, the number of working royals has gone down, from 15 in 2018 to only 11 by 2024. Anne is known as one of the hardest working royals. In 2022, she attended over 200 events, and she's now 72 years old. She believes the family is already doing a lot of work, and cutting it down even more would make it harder to manage everything. The royal family has to take care of important duties, not just in the UK, but also in other countries where the king is still head of state, like Canada, Australia, and Jamaica. Anne also talked about bigger problems the monarchy is facing today. She said it's normal for people to question whether the monarchy is still important, but she believes it plays a key role in providing stability. This is especially important because the UK is facing some big challenges. Scotland wants independence, and the political situation in Northern Ireland is complicated. On top of that, the monarchy still has to represent 14 other countries around the world. She also thinks the monarchy needs to change with the times. Society is becoming more modern and diverse, and some old traditions like the king's religious promises might need updating or even removing. Anne's comments show the struggle between keeping old traditions alive and adapting to new values. Her words have made people compare the British royal family to other European monarchies. The UK monarchy is much larger, serving 69 million people, plus those in other countries. Smaller countries like Norway and Denmark, with only about 5 or 6 million people, have much smaller royal families. That's why the British monarchy still has big events like grand coronations, which other countries stopped doing long ago. Another difference is how other monarchies handle abdication. In places like the Netherlands, Belgium, and Spain, kings and queens have stepped down for younger heirs. But in the UK, stepping down is seen as unacceptable. Monarchs like Norway's King Harald and Denmark's Queen Margrethe II, like the British royals, plan to rule for life. When it comes to money, the British monarchy gets funding through something called the Sovereign Grant. This is tied to profits from royal property. In 2023 to 2024, the grant was £86.3 million, or about £1.25 per person in the UK. Compared to other European monarchies, this amount is average, neither the highest nor the lowest. After Anne's interview, people had mixed reactions. Social media was full of comments. Some praised her honesty, saying she made good points about how hard the royals are already working. A popular tweet said, "Princess Anne speaks sense. Quality over quantity." But others criticized her, saying the royal family is outdated. One post said, "If 11 people can't handle the job, maybe it's time to rethink the whole system. Experts also had different opinions. Some said Anne's comments were important because they showed real concerns inside the royal family. Others, like Republican campaigners, said her words revealed how messy the monarchy is behind the scenes. The timing of her comments made things even more dramatic since they came just days before King Charles III's coronation on May 6, 2023. Despite all the arguments, many people seemed to agree with her. A poll taken right after the interview showed 62% of people supported her concerns about a smaller royal family, while 24% disagreed and 14% weren't sure. Anne's words may have caused a stir, but they clearly struck a chord with many. The departure of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, often called Megxit, has deeply affected the British royal family. One of the biggest changes is the extra work left for the remaining royals, especially Princess Anne. She now handles a massive 70% of the monarchy's duties. This has happened at a tough time. King Charles is facing health issues, and Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has reduced her public appearances because of constant media pressure. The strain on the royal family is clear. Between March 18th and May 10th, 2024, Princess Anne attended 55 public events. These made up the majority of the 78 total royal engagements during that period. Many people are worried about how this workload might affect Anne's well-being, especially her mental health. Harry and Meghan's absence has also left the monarchy struggling to stay connected with younger generations and diverse communities. The couple was seen as a modern and refreshing part of the royal family. Without them, questions about how relevant and appealing the monarchy is in today's world have grown. This issue is even harder to solve because there are now fewer working royals. Of the 14 people officially in royal roles, only 6 attended public events in the 2 months after March 2024. Princess Anne has publicly stayed neutral about the family rift caused by Harry and Meghan leaving. But royal experts often wonder what she truly thinks. Anne is known for being practical and focused on duty. Many believe she sees the situation as something that threatens the monarchy's future more than a personal problem. A royal insider recently shared more about Anne's feelings. On November 21, 2024, the source explained that Anne is very worried about how much the family feud is hurting her brother, King Charles III. The insider said, "Anne takes her job as the king's unofficial bodyguard very seriously. She sees how much pain this is causing Charles, and she's had enough. This shows that Anne cares more about protecting her brother and the monarchy than taking sides in the family drama." Reports also suggest that Anne may be trying to fix the situation. According to the same insider, she has been urging Prince Harry to visit the UK, even if only for a short time, to mend his relationship with his father and brother. The source added, "Anne believes Harry will listen to her, because he has always been a little intimidated by his strict aunt." Anne's idea of modernization isn't about reducing numbers. She believes in increasing visibility and personal connection with the public. To her, the royals need to be seen to be believed, a principle she learned from her mother, Queen Elizabeth II. She thinks it's important for royals to visit places often ignored by previous generations, meeting people face to face. Anne takes inspiration from her great-grandparents, King George V and Queen Mary, who understood the need to adapt. They visited industrial centers and coal mines to connect with people, and Anne believes this approach is still relevant today. Her view on balancing tradition and progress is clear. Anne respects traditions but isn't afraid to challenge them when needed. For example, in 1994, she chose to be inducted into the Order of the Garter as a knight instead of a lady, breaking centuries of tradition to promote gender equality. She's also known for her practical approach during royal engagements, often driving herself to events or waiting in public lines, making her relatable while still fulfilling her ceremonial role. Anne is deeply involved in charity work, supporting over 300 organizations focused on education, health, and sports. She spent years learning about causes like Save the Children before using her platform to advocate for them, showing her commitment to meaningful progress. Her decision not to give her children royal titles in 1977 was also groundbreaking, influencing later generations like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who made a similar choice for their son, Archie. Anne's influence in shaping the royal family is significant. She believes a larger, active monarchy is essential to meet the demands of public service. Her strong work ethic sets an example for other royals, showing that visibility and engagement are key to staying relevant. In 2023, her 457 engagements stood out as a testament to her dedication. She has also championed gender equality within royal traditions, paving the way for future generations. Her style is different from her mother's, but equally impactful. Queen Elizabeth II was reserved and cautious about modernization, while Anne is more direct and proactive. She famously responded to a kidnapping attempt in 1974 with, "Not bloody likely." This no-nonsense attitude has earned her respect and affection from the public. While her mother upheld traditions carefully, Anne has shown how progress can coexist with respect for heritage. Princess Anne has always shown extraordinary dedication to her royal responsibilities. Even in 2024, at 74 years old, she completed 217 engagements, more than any other royal for the fourth year in a row. This was a 2.4% increase from the previous year, which is even more impressive because she suffered a serious head injury that summer. A horse kicked her, leading to hospitalization and canceled appearances, but she still managed to fulfill her duties. Anne's commitment became even more evident when she stepped in for her brother, King Charles III, after his cancer diagnosis in February 2024. This showed her ability to adapt and take on more work during difficult times. Anne's approach to her duties is efficient and practical. In an interview in 1985, she shared how she handles her busy schedule. She said she often asks the same 3 questions to different people during public engagements. This strategy helps her stay engaged while managing her time effectively. Even during building openings and similar events, she keeps her speeches short, saying, "I don't say a lot." This no-nonsense attitude has helped her maintain a grueling schedule. From 2002 to 2022, she completed more than 11,000 engagements, averaging 7 more per year than King Charles over 2 decades. Anne's work ethic stands out, earning her the nickname the Royal Energizer Bunny. In 2023, she completed 457 engagements, more than anyone else in the family, includes to lesser-known causes. She has been a member of the International Olympic Committee since 1988, combining her royal duties with her experience. While Charles often takes a philosophical approach and focuses on big-picture issues like environmental conservation and urban planning, Anne is more direct and hands-on.